I know many black women that look just like her, that are kind, that are sweet, that are amazing women, right? Women that are mothers, women that are wives, all right, sisters, right? Every single one of us can look at that sculpture and it will remind us of somebody in our family. Greetings. Welcome to another episode of Just Joe Thoughts. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And do your boy a favor, please. Like, share, subscribe. I only got 3 or 4 followers. Come on now. Subscribers, come on now. Help your boy out. So, how many of you are familiar with the name Thomas J. Price? Probably a lot of you are not familiar with that name. Well, Thomas J. Price is a black British artist. He is responsible for the sculpture that you guys now see in Times Square. A sculpture that many people do not like, many sisters do not like, right? So many black women hate. It has gotten so many complaints by, the clothes that she's wearing. Do she have a bra or not? She just looked like your mammy type. She just looked mean and nagging and obnoxious. She's not pretty. All of these negative statements about this particular statue. The question that I have, what is it about this statue to make you think that? Because from my perspective, when I looked at that statue, I was like, oh, another great sculpture by Thomas J. Price. And I say another because the first time I was introduced to the brother was when my fiance and we took a trip to San Francisco. And we went to the San Francisco, I can't think of the name, but I'll put it right down there. And we saw the sculpture of the athletic black woman, right? She had her hair in nice braids. She had on some Nikes. That's when I decided to look him up. And I noticed that he had many different sculptures depicting many different black people, black men and women in various shapes and sizes, which we all come in various shapes and sizes, right? So looking at it from that perspective, I appreciated his artwork because from my perspective, what I got from it was just accepting us for who we are, accepting us by how we actually look, accepting us for our bodies as is, right? So, whether we're heavy set or athletic set, it didn't matter. To me, it reflected self-love, it reflected self-appreciation, and it reflected a truth because it's a very realistic, accurate depiction of what black people today look like on this planet, right? So when I saw the sculpture, I didn't think, I'm like, okay, another one, and they putting it in Times Square. That's what's up. Shout out to Thomas J. Price, doing big things in this world, But then the comments, the ridicule, the hatred that many black women have towards it, I remember someone said, why the hands got to be on the hips? Is it this mammy type thing? Because I don't know if you know of the historical mammy figure, right? The big black woman with the apron, have her hands on the hips. The way I look at it, she's resting. That's pretty much what we do when we're resting. When we're standing up and we're resting, we have our hands on our hips. I mean, just look around. So for me, when I saw the sculpture, she reminds me of many black women that I have seen, that I've come across. I know many black women that look just like her, that are kind, that are sweet, that are amazing women, right? Women that are mothers, women that are wives, all right, sisters, right? Every single one of us can look at that sculpture and it will remind us of somebody in our family, somebody that we know, somebody that we came across. So what is the big deal? I mean, she's overweight. The reality is, a majority of women in America, not just black women, but women in general, are overweight. Okay, well, I think the average size is what, 14 to 18 is the average dress size of American women. So that's pretty accurate to me, right? So, you know, I don't know why, but I think I do know why that so many black women are upset, because black women do not like how they look naturally. Black women do not like their natural self. They don't like to look at it, right? That's the reason why they get their hair straightened, permed out, and everything. That's the reason why they fill their face with a whole bunch of makeup, right? That's the reason why they wear certain outfits to kind of like make their bodies shape a certain way. But it's my opinion that black women don't like themselves. They don't like the way that they look naturally. Okay, and when they see a sculpture that represents black women naturally, it's a problem. And I personally think that it doesn't matter what type of sculpture that you put up, right? Any depiction of a black woman will comes with problems, will come with with a lot of ridicule. So even though I think that that this sculpture was pretty much a sculpture in good faith, it's called Grounded in the Stars, right? And it's one sculpture from a series of sculpture, and I think many of you who have a problem with this have not even seen the series of sculptures, don't even necessarily have an appreciation for art. Many of you who have a problem with this barely even go to art museums, right? What do you guys have any appreciation for art, right? And you guys are making the artist responsible to create something to dictate and direct how you should feel. And in my opinion, that is irresponsible. That is the inability of taking any personal accountability. And on top of that, pretty much what it shows is that like you are ashamed of who you really are, right? Because when I look around, that's the woman that I see all the time, right? And she's not, to me, she's not necessarily obnoxious, loud, and arrogant. She's not the mammy type, because the mammy type to me, the loud, arrogant, and obnoxious type to me are the Atlanta housewives, are the ones with the weave, patting they weave because it itches, with the 3-inch long nails and the long eyelashes, right? Snapping on chewing gum all the damn time. Those the obnoxious one in my opinion, but she looks like, a regular black woman, because black women are monolithic, and black women come in various sizes, and this is just one of those sizes. All right, it is what it is. Let me know what you think. Just your thoughts. Peace.